Welcome back to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Today's episode is powered by Hayabusa. Is about 5 main tips, the most important ones that you need to know if you're a striker transitioning over to MMA. All right, in today's episode, I'm gonna give you 5 of the most important tips if you're a striker transitioning to MMA. Now, obviously, there's a difference in gloves, but our main focus on here is to avoid being taken down. We don't wanna end up on our backs and have to fight our ways, waste that energy. So we're gonna stay on our feet, and these tips will help keep you there. Now, the first thing we have to kind of understand is our stance. Now, especially Muay Thai fighters, we learn to be a little bit more square, tall, and very light on our front foot, okay? This is very dangerous in MMA. I need to, 1, lower my base. If my hips are forward and my opponent can grab my waist or my leg, it's gonna be very hard for me to defend. This is why I need to lower my base a little bit more. Now, I also don't want, I can keep my squareness if I want, but I need to make sure I'm in that low base. So already from here, I'm lowering my base and my hands are changing a little bit. If I want to stand in that, what people call that Dutch high guard, if I'm in this high guard here, it's very easy for Matt to punch and get right underneath that elbow. Once he gets underneath that elbow, I'm in trouble. I'm going to get taken down and his hands go together. I'm going for the ride. So if already from this position here, you can see I'm not doing anything but the lowered base and me just adding this little rhythm to my feet here and mixing little stances, you can see it's harder for him to get underneath, all right? So I need to change my posture, my base, get a little bit lower, and my hand positioning. Now, if I want to talk, I even like the Philly shell in MMA, because this Philly shell here, if Matt does shoot, look, it's easy for me to get an underhook to be able to get away, right? Also, by having this hand here, he's got to walk through an up jab to get to this leg, okay? And you're going to see why that gets more important as we progress through the tips, all right? So, step 1, understand your stance and your guard, right? It's okay to adapt, change, small gloves. You're going to rely on different types of defense, right? That's why I'm okay with hands here, because you'll move your head. The second part of not being taken down is understanding I have to move effectively. Now, there's 2 options here. I could pressure fight here. Now, when I pressure fight here and Matt goes to shoot, it's a little bit easier for me because he's going off of the back heel now. So it's easier to defend them. If I'm moving back in a straight line and I'm in this position, I'm going backwards, I'm on my heels, I'm in trouble, okay? So I'm either effectively pressuring with my low base, so even if he does shoot, look where my hips are here. I can defend the hands, I can push out and go around, all right? My base is low, I'm strong. The other thing I can start doing is move effectively. So even the way I move, I might back up, and the way I move, and I have to start circling. I don't want to go back in a straight line. If I continue to go here, it's easy. All right, so I might take a step back here to go here. I like the stance switching with my feet. This way, if they go to grab the single here, I can pull it out, and then I start moving. I can create that space to either strike or to get my hips back to be able to move. But ideally, right away as it comes here, from this position, I have to pick. And if I could confuse with directional changing, it becomes difficult. So Matt comes here, I come here, and then I move this way. By constantly feinting direction changes, it freezes the wrestler to not know which way to go. So using the back steps, that lateral movement or pressure is going to help you out, okay? Very important. So let's keep progressing. Number 3, which is a very important one, is what I call occupying space, occupying strikes. If I don't put a threat, okay, they're just going to come right in. So by creating a threat, by feinting, right, and showing that I'm going to attack in the direction from his forehead to my leg, that's where he wants to grab. So by feinting in this direction, feinting punches here, I'm going to make it. So I'll even be here and feint here and stop here. Very good, right? Because even when I feint here, I get a reaction. Boom, I could hard kick that calf all day because I'm getting this reaction because I think I'm going to punch. So not only am I freezing them from shooting to my leg because they're worried about getting hit, by freezing them, you can kind of chop that leg. It's a little quick tip of way to use your kick. All right, so that's very important, occupying. So my main occupying strikes would be my jab on this angle. I would feint the rear uppercut. the rear knee, or I can throw long front kicks, okay? And then boom, okay? Mix things in. And the beautiful thing about this as well, they're constantly worried about where you're going. So if you fake the leg, boom, you can really catch them coming in and do a lot of good damage that way, okay? So number 3 was occupying those threatening strikes. Make them scared to kind of shoot for that leg. It's a very important one, all right? Now, this is number 4, where it's a more controversial topic where people will say, you can't kick in MMA because you're going to get taken down, right? There is some truth to it, but the main thing is the timing of the low kick, which is the most important. If I'm just starting here and I lead with it without setting up, as soon as I go, they're shooting right away, they're grabbing it. I'm on one leg as they drive forward. It's almost guaranteed I'm going to go down. Now, this is what most of the wrestlers do. They wait for you here. As soon as you go to kick, it sticks to their leg and they just drive. They don't even have to catch it, but they just drive. It's dangerous if I throw a body kick, but it's worth the risk, and how fast they go, you're almost ending up on your back. Now, how do I avoid that? It's by setting them up. If I want to land a kick, it's the safest for me to attack when they're moving backwards, okay? So even if I'm here and I move backwards, I can push backwards, chop the leg, they can't go. Or what I'll do is I'll feint. As soon as they move backwards, I chop. If they move here, it's very hard for them to get low again and to shoot before I'm able to move my feet. So I'm here. As soon as they go to exit, boom, I chop right away, okay? And the main thing about my chop in MMA, I don't overturn because I don't want to over-create my hip just in case I fall. So look at the way I chop, right? I don't over pivot, so I'm here more, okay? A good example of this low kick is the way Israel Adesanya and Pereira fought, because Pereira, when he throws his kicks, he barely pivots and he just chops from this direction, okay? So he'll just be here and he chops. He doesn't overturn it, he doesn't have to commit too much to the kick, and it's a little safer. So watch Alex Pereira's Poatan's way he throws his low kick in MMA. It's hip square, nice and quick, nice and fast, and he'll throw it on exit. The big test we'll see after fighting someone other than Adesanya and better wrestlers, that'll be the key. But throwing them on an exit and not over-committing to them is a very important key. Okay, whether I feint him backwards with movement or I'm punching him to the face first, I have to put something here to go before I attack those legs. All right, now this leads us to the last point. Understanding different clinch grips is very important. In Muay Thai, we learn here the Thai plum. So Matt would swim in, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I'm used to this position here when it comes to it. But when it comes to MMA, if I got this position, what happens now, Matt level changes and goes right underneath. He even popped my elbows up. It's a good strategy they use, pop up. And then once they get that body lock, they take the angle. I'm going to get picked up right away, all right? So some of the ways that we have to start understanding is I don't necessarily want to connect my hands. I like to be maybe here a little bit more. So say Matt does go underneath, I'm able to use my hips and shoot my hips back. He might still go grab a single leg at this point, so I can back up and throw something, so it's important. But my reaction, if I'm here and he feels that level change, I need to have my butt behind me to create that posture and base, okay? I don't want his hands to connect. The other strategies I do is I will play more bicep collar tie if I want to get the inside. So even from this position here, why I like it is, one, I could defend elbows from both sides, right? And from here, I can create a little bit more space to generate power. And if Matt wants to level change, I can still have pressure on the shoulder. I can get the hand here to be able to push off and go. So I don't mind collar tie bicep control. I like the double bicep here because then I can maybe attack with my elbows over someone and I defend elbows, right? Or when you get really good, right, and Matt, you can start getting underhooks, okay? Start playing here. If you want to grab some different hook positions here, just constantly controlling arm positions so they can't level change and experimenting with it. Now, ultimately, if you are good and you can get a body lock on the inside and get underneath, that's what you want. So ideally, to practice this, I just use different clinch grips here, and then Matt will try to get different positions so I can control different positions here, okay? And then we work different grips and play from here. All right, so just understanding, you don't want to just sit there and grab the head. They're going to get underneath those elbows, understanding how to kind of get underhook, swim, grab control, bicep control, collar ties. You don't have to go full wrestling mode when there's hand fighting. Been mixing some wrestling clinching with some Muay Thai, with the body locks, with different elbows. You can still effectively land knees and elbows. And let's be honest, in MMA, a lot of these athletes don't know how to defend elbows and knees. So getting them into these scenarios where you can defend takedowns and still use kicks, knees, and elbows, you can really put them in difficult decisions, all right? So a lot to understand, but it's an important one if you do not want to be taken down. So make sure you keep liking and subscribing to Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA and support the channel sponsors. We have Hayabusa by going to Hayabusa Fight. We got Perfect Sports Nutrition. If you use code Bazooka20, you can get off 20% off your supplements. And make sure you check out their new travel size protein. Me traveling on the road a lot, it's such a beauty to keep the small tub instead of these big ones that won't even fit in my big luggage. So check out their new travel sizes as well. Last but not least, bazookatraining.com. You get online curriculum taught by me, and you get brand new videos every single Monday for less than $10 a month. We have over 300 archive videos, and the 4 videos you get every single Monday are split up to meet your needs. We got home workouts, bag workouts, tutorial, sparring drills, and like I said, we have an archive library that you can basically watch a video every single day and learn with a brand new concept, all right? Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. MMA online training. I'm Bazooka Joe Valtellini, the owner here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA. Over the past year, I've designed and created a website to teach Bazooka curriculum at home and across the world. The purpose of this website is for you to, 1, hit your fitness and health goals, all while learning world-class martial arts instruction from me. The beautiful thing about this website, it's geared for all levels. So if you're learning martial arts for the first time as a beginner, we help you progress into the bigger stages. And if you're a pro fighter, guess what? We have different fight concepts for you to improve your tool set and your skills in the ring or cage. As the fastest rising kickboxing world champion and a lifelong martial artist with over 30 years of experience, I've been able to combine my passion for martial arts and teaching to create this website. This website's going to give you some of the tricks, secrets, and inside look at some of the training I use to win my world title. Once you subscribe to this site, you're going to be getting weekly training videos and tutorials that you can do from anywhere. The sections are broken up into 3 parts. The first is bag workout. So if you have a bag at home or at your gym, you can use these workouts to supplement your training. The second is at-home workouts. A lot of us don't have the room for a bag or a bag in general, so these workouts are for no equipment needed and you can do them anywhere. And finally, the tutorial section. If you're having any problems with a specific technique or fight concept that's covered in any of the workouts, go to the tutorial section, learn the technique, and then go back to the workout, and this time, do it with proper technique. One of the added benefits once you subscribe is the forums section, where you can get a more personalized experience where you can ask questions and I'll be able to go in there and answer them. It's all about building a team and a community of martial artists helping each other grow. So subscribe now to get access to all the videos plus more so you can be part of the squad here at Bazooka Kickboxing and MMA.